G'day guys, it's Paul and Katie here from the Feel Good family, and we're sharing with you what we call the Great Outback Escape. This truly is one of our favourite all-time itineraries as far as getting off-road, off-grid, outback and remote, and putting our new vehicles to the test.
Absolutely, and we're going to be sharing all of the highlights, including the characters, the culture, the kilometres. This has been a bucket list for us for a long time, so to be able to get out into these new regions on new roads and explore was just awesome.
Now, 6 years full-time travel for us and 3.5 in a zone, but the first time in combination with the 300 series and the 2025 Sojourn family bunk van. So after we'd done our initial 1,000-kilometre shakedown, and we knew that the vehicles were primed and prepped and ready to go, and so were we, then we thought, well, let's do something we've never done before. And these are iconic, locations. I mean, you've got Birdsville. We'd heard about this place forever.
Yeah.
Betoota. I mean, there's nothing there but a pub, but it's pretty famous.
Yes.
And then just, again, all those characters and stories that you can only experience when you're getting outback, and especially here in outback Queensland.
Absolutely. Now, we did this over a 4-week period, and we visited loads of places along the way. We won't cover them all in this video, but if you are interested in the complete itinerary and all of the amazing things that we did and saw out there, then jump onto our website because there's heaps more information there as well.
All right, so let's give you the Brizzy to Birdsville to Bedourie to Betoota kind of version. Yeah. So we left Brizzy, and a really good tip here is no matter what I guess part of your journey you are with your vehicles, making sure you've got that prior preparation, that preparedness in check before you go, making sure your vehicles are serviced, obviously, and also just having a plan B box. I mean, it is still incredibly remote.
When you look at where Birdsville is on the map of Australia, I mean, it is the furthest town west in outback Queensland. I mean, you are literally in the middle of Australia, so you want to be prepared for that.
All right, so we left Brizzy.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of overnights on the way out. Now, we're averaging anywhere between 300 and 400 kilometres a day. And for us, obviously, travelling with Jasper, a 9-year-old that's asking, are we there yet? He's a very good traveller,
he is. Yeah,
in
we're
fact.
really lucky.
But we keep that really to those sort of kilometres because we know that we're going to get there by lunch, we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to have the afternoon to explore whatever is in that particular location. So it's a good balance for us. So
yeah, and it's just over 1,500 kilometres from Brisbane to Birdsville in total.
Okay, and yes, and I think I mentioned that it's 3,500 Ks that we actually covered on this round trip. So we stopped first at Miles Showground, and I should mention that we're going to give you a variety of stays. I mean, there's free, low cost, and then the full, hook-up caravan parks, and we'll get to those as we go. But Miles Showground is a great stop for a quick overnight.
Absolutely, yeah, it is. Sweet little spot. The showground's fantastic. It does have the power and water hookups if you need it, and all of the amenities there. We just rolled in. We actually rolled in quite late in the afternoon because we didn't end up leaving for our trip until after lunch on the day that we set off. Lots of reasons why, and we wouldn't recommend doing that. Get away early if you can. But rolling into Miles Showground for that overnighter was just fantastic, and they've got great caretakers on site as well. And it's always busy, isn't it?
It is, and in fact, you can do this whole trek and never unhitch if you wanted to. So it is that type of adventure. So out of Miles, we headed straight for the iconic and famous Charleville. You could spend a week here and still not see it all. So
well, that's what we've spent multiple weeks in the past at different occasions in Charleville, and we absolutely love it. And there is just so much to do and so many different campgrounds.
Yes, and we've stayed at all of them as well. And there are some free and low-cost camp options as well. We always love staying, in particular, at the Charleville Bush Camp.
Yes.
It's just a great location. We choose to camp there off-grid, but there are full hookups there as well. And the best part of it is they have a very large communal fire, which gives you a chance to share a yarn or two and hear about some of the adventures from other travellers.
I think this Charleville is like where it really starts to feel like you're getting into the outback, and they call Charleville the gateway of outback Queensland.
Yeah.
But those skies at night time, the stargazing, it's just incredible, and the colour of the earth, it's like, oh, you get all of that anticipation of what's to come.
And we have done this trip during winter, and so you've got these 20-degree variances.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting down towards 0 degrees overnight. So to crank the diesel heater, absolutely awesome in the van. It doesn't miss a beat, so we love that.
It is up there with one of my favourite features of the van, to be honest, and particularly in these remote locations where we are using it relentlessly. It just never fails. We absolutely love it, to be able to have that toasty environment inside, and then when you get outside and it's that crisp, you know, really fresh, beautiful blue sky day. Awesome.
And of course we've got the diesel hot water system as well now in this new model van. So to have a truly dust-free van now with, I guess, no gas air vents needed is also a real bonus.
Well, it absolutely is, especially when you get out further into these places like Birdsville and you drive along those roads, which we'll talk about in a minute. Opening up your door at the end of the day and having that beautiful, luxurious environment that truly is dust-free is, I think, every traveller's dream. And we've certainly travelled in other vehicles in the past that haven't been dust-free. So to have this experience in the zone, it just gives you that real appreciation for it.
It sure does. When you've had a van that isn't dust-free, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so we're then on to Windorah.
Yes,
and look,
new road for the feel-goods.
It is a new road. A little hot tip is to make sure you stop in and see the ladies in Cooladi.
Yes.
It is the smallest town on the longest road in Australia. And
population of 2.
Yes, that's right. Really great experience, really welcoming. And yeah, we can vouch for the toasted sandwiches.
Yes, they do a good cheese toasty, that's for sure.
Now, Windorah is really the start of a true, authentic Aussie pub culture. Windorah has a great pub there. You can also stay outside of town a little bit for free, or you can choose to stay within walking distance to all of the highlights of this town in the Windorah Caravan Park, which is what we did.
Absolutely. Now, this is a roll-in style caravan park. The council operators do come around each afternoon, and you can either pay cash or, you know, swipe your card for your payment. They have powered and unpowered sites as well, and they've actually extended it now. So what once used to be just a small space has now been extended into a much larger area with great bathroom facilities as well, laundry, which is much needed, and all the big Hills Hoist clotheslines that, you know, forever had people's laundry on them. But really great considering the location. Yeah. And what you're getting for such a low cost as well. And
it's a really good reminder too to always have a few $100s cash on you, because occasionally, you know, the signal's down or there's no service at all, and so to be able to have cash is king. We always carry a few $100s in the van and a few $100s also in the vehicle as well.
Absolutely, and a little baggie of gold coins, because when you've been out to these places or you want to do your towels or your sheets or your larger items, we had, you know, being winter, we had all of our big puffy jackets. So to be able to use laundry facilities in any of these places, most of them still operate on the coins.
So this is our last leg of the tour on the way to Birdsville, and not far down the road, it's time to air down.
It's my favourite part. I love it. Can't wait to hit the dirt.
And it is the first line of defence as far as getting onto these outback, you know, off-road corrugated roads, and particularly this road is incredibly rocky.
Yes, and we had no idea really of the conditions, did we, or what to expect. It is notorious, this road, for, yes, being very chunky.
It is. It's the rocky road you don't like. But we get asked all the time, what tyre pressures do we run on the van and on the 300? And really, you need to do your own research. Depends on your tyres, depends on the manufacturer's information. For us, in this combination, below 30 is the way to go, and on this type of terrain, it really has never missed a beat for us, whether that's the Cape, the Oodnadatta, the Morini Loop, all of these locations have varying different types of off-road conditions,
Yep.
but keeping that tyre pressure below 30, we've never had a puncture.
Yes. Touch wood. Yeah.
But as we always say, your tyre pressures, getting those right is always your first line of defence. But what is so awesome is the Cruise Master ATX suspension on these zone vans, because you've dropped your tyre pressures, so that's already taking some of that hit away from those corrugations and those sharp edges and those rocks. And then the suspension, when you see the video footage of it at work, it blows your mind. You then look at the video capturing inside the van, nothing's moving.
No, I know, it is mind-blowing, and we had that first aha moment up on the Cape in all of those corrugations, and then again on this rocky road out to Birdsville. Nothing moves inside the van. It is exactly how it should be, and when you open that door, there's no like, oh, what are we going to find? It's just,
exactly.
Yeah.
But gee, we love this part of the trek. There's a couple of highlights that you must stop and see. One is Dion's Lookout.
Absolutely incredible. Yes, in fact, we stopped both ways because it is just a breathtaking scenery. It's hard to believe that that landscape can be in Australia. You know, it's kind of what you picture when you think of places like the Grand Canyon.
And there's a beautiful memorial up there, worth reading that story. And then the next stop is one of 3 very impressive large outback art installations. This one is on the Rainbow Serpent. It is impressive and so worth your time to stop.
Absolutely. And again, great interpretive signage. In fact, we got tipped off, we had no idea this was even there, by a passerby who overtook us on that dirt rocky road, got us on the UHF channel and said, hey guys, you've got to make sure you stop. It's well worth it. And it was absolutely incredible. A highlight for Jasper. Yeah,
really fantastic. And what's a good tip here is to make sure that you've got your UHF radio on at all time. And we also drive in these conditions with our headlights on as well.
Definitely. Yeah, those conditions varied on that particular road depending on whether the wind was blowing, which way the wind was blowing. It was quite reminiscent actually of being up on Cape York. That fine dust, it can just cloud your visibility. The only difference being it was white dust instead of red.
Yeah, look, it doesn't matter, you know, what colour it is. Jasper seems to find it. He was covered in it. Yeah. Okay, so then we roll into Birdsville, and wow, it truly lives up to the iconic stories that you've heard. They've got the Common, which is this massive area on the edge of town that allows you to free camp.
They do it so well out here in Birdsville, and I was just so impressed with that, and seeing all of the vans out there, all of the zone vans parked out on the Common. And the council have installed recently the drinking water taps, which is so fantastic. So when you kit it out, you know, with all of that solar on the roof, you can stay there for as long as you like, and then you've got access to top up your tanks with the drinking water.
Exactly, that's right. You're not going to run out of power, especially, you know, we've got in this 800 amp hours of lithium and 1260 watts of solar and blue skies for days, even in winter. Yeah, you're constantly full on those batteries. So water is always going to be the limitation. So to have that water there, and interestingly, it is from the bore, and there's a sign in town and it says, us locals have been drinking this for decades and it hasn't killed us yet. Yeah. Because it's one of the most frequently asked questions, you know, is this safe to drink? We certainly drank it and it was absolutely fine. Yes. Now, we also did take a night and stay in the caravan park as well as an option to see what that was like. It was fantastic, all the amenities and everything you'd expect in a full hookup and a full service caravan park. And gee, the characters out here are the friendliest you will find anywhere. Yeah, and another great point about the caravan park is that it's across the road from the pub, which is a must-do when you're out in Birdsville. I mean, it's iconic. They put on great meals and great wine. Great wine, absolutely the best we found in an outback town, and great entertainment as well. Always an acoustic set and an area for the kids to play. It's just great, whether you're a big kid or a little kid, you're going to love it here. Of course, the famous bakery is just across the way. A stop at the Visitor Information Centre is a must, so you can find out all the details and seasonally what is happening there by events. We were there for the John Williamson mini Big Red Bash.
Yeah.
A night under the stars with John. That was incredible experience. But of course, there's Big Red Bash and also the Birdsville races on their event calendar. That's probably the most famous.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not out there for any of those events, then definitely heading out to Big Red to, conquer the sand dune in your four-wheel drive
Yes.
is a must as well. And to stand up on top of that dune and look out back across the Simpson Desert is remarkable.
Yeah, breathtaking.
Yeah, can't wait to explore more of that.
Incredible. And when we were out there, it was incredibly green. So unseasonally, a sea of green carpet out on the edge of the Simpson Desert. What a sight.
Absolutely beautiful.
All right, from there, we're back on the bitumen and we're heading to Bedourie.
Yes, and this was a bit of an unplanned stop for us, but we got wind of the touring camel races event. This is a big event every year out here in these parts, and they tour through Birdsville, Bedourie, and even out to Boolia and Winton. So if you can catch one of these events in one of these locations, we would highly recommend it. What a crazy day of shenanigans and outback characters.
So much fun. And it's not just the camels. The kids have races and there's also pig races. So there's plenty of ways for you to lose your money, but have an incredible time doing it. We just love the whole culture of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's only a couple of 100 kilometres north of Birdsville. So very easy to add that into your stop.
Yes, absolutely. Now, we did camp out at the race course for free so that we were right on the action for the camels. But then we also came back into town and it was only a walk across to, you guessed it, another great pub.
Yeah.
And also a walk just around the corner to the Great Artesian Spa and Pools, which is just an awesome experience to be out there in the winter and to be able to hop into a 40-degree pool. Wow.
Oh, beautiful. And right next door where we stayed was what's called the Caravan Park, the Bedourie Caravan Park. Again, you can pay by the donation box or online when you get there. Pick a site. They do have a really small selection of powered sites right up the very front, and then a massive paddock area for you to be able to pick an unpowered site, which is what we did. And again, you just stars, you feel like, you're in these incredible landscapes for, I think it was $25 a night, that one.
So good. And at all of these places, you were allowed to have a fire as well. So
Yes.
very good.
Bonus.
From there, again, another first for us, Betoota. I have seen people through our adventures wearing the I've been to Betoota shirt and bought the t-shirt. Well, I wanted to do that, and so we did that. We backtracked down through a road that we would say was a highlight of our trip.
Absolutely. It's called the Kakuri Stony Creek Crossing Road, and you'll see it as you're headed from Birdsville to Bedourie, where the Kakuri ruins are, which again is somewhere we would say stop and get out and take some photos. It's just beautiful and remarkable to think that people actually lived out in these places in these stone-built huts. But that Stony Creek Crossing Road, we didn't see anybody
Not
that
a single
entire
vehicle.
road. The landscape, the drone footage, just absolutely spectacular and ever-changing. And that's what I love about these landscapes. You think, oh, it's just a whole lot of nothingness, but it just constantly changes and reveals itself to you.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
Okay, pulling into Betoota. Wow, it was as good as the shirts and the stories we've heard. And to roll in and see all of the planes that were landing and taking off from Betoota. Now, Betoota is just a pub.
Yes.
That is it. And this unsealed outback road, it was just such an awesome experience. Where else in the world would you get that?
Oh, I know.
Nowhere.
And you can camp for free across the road from the pub, which is just awesome. Go and have a meal or a beverage, and a great conversation with some of the locals there. So that was definitely iconic and a real highlight for us.
So good. Now from here, there are so many more highlights. On our return trip, we
It's
decided...
kind of choose your own adventure, isn't it?
Oh, it totally is. And we decided to really find roads that we'd never done before or stay overnight in places that we hadn't done before.
Absolutely.
Just a quick sample of those included Stonehenge,
Crazy. Loved it.
the Outback address book where you get to write your name in stones. Amazing. And the Stonehenge pub.
Yes, that
What a
was great.
story. And then, everywhere's got pubs. Just stop at all of them. Then there's the Tambo Teddies.
Oh, and don't forget Ben's famous chicken races. That was a first for us and an absolute highlight as well.
So there it is. It is the Great Outback Escape. And at the end of the day, as far as an initiation into outback, off-grid, remote travel here in Australia, we'd say put this at the top of your list, because what happens as you're venturing out and you're finding your feet and you're feeling the vehicles in motion is that you realise that the vehicles are more than capable, but so are you.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about these type of adventures, is that your confidence grows and your capabilities suddenly meet the capabilities of the vehicles, in particular the van.
Absolutely.
Like, I just cannot fault it. You know, it's just been an absolute pleasure to be able to venture out in our tiny studio home on wheels. You know, all that luxury after being out in this rugged wilderness is a real gift.
Oh, it is, to return home to that sanctuary at the end of the day after you've been out exploring is just remarkable. And you're right, Paul, they're so capable and so built for it. It's where they thrive, I think, is when you are out in these destinations.
Awesome. So get out there, choose your own adventure. And if you want more details on this itinerary and see the real juice and some of the shenanigans that we got up to and what Jasper got up to, then you can check out our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. But for now, we'll say look after yourself and look after your family.
Travel safe.